Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the sexy one.
You sure are. Sexy COVID one.
Listen to that laugh. Oh my gosh, it's so pitiful.
Oh,
If this
bless
is your first episode, please know I don't always sound like this.
No, not always. Never. I don't think I've ever heard you sound like this.
Yeah, no, it's pretty gravelly.
Sing Smelly Cat for us real quick.
Smelly cat, smelly cat. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Yeah, thanks for that encouragement.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
No, I'm the believer.
Yes.
That's what I am.
Yes, that's what you are, amongst other things. But the believer for the sake of this podcast.
Yes. COVID hit both of our houses.
Mm-hmm.
You got a nice little mild case of a cold.
Yeah, it was just a little cold. I mean, a little sniffly, little coughing here and there. But then other than that, I've been okay.
Yeah, I have not been okay. I've been like
railroaded.
Yeah, it's been rough.
Awful.
I am much better today. This is the best day I've had. I still keep getting a random headache just behind one eye that I feel like my eye is going to pop out of my head.
Oh my gosh, please don't do that tonight.
Wouldn't that be
really
amazing?
Freak me out.
If it's going to happen, I hope it happens while we're recording. So that's fun. And it doesn't last long. So that's actually a good sign.
Okay.
I don't have quite my balance. Every once in a while, I'll almost fall over.
Yeah, that did hit me. I had like the sniffles and stuff. I felt like I had vertigo.
Yeah.
It just now, like even still occasionally it'll come back. But for a while there, it was like every time I stood up, I was like on a boat.
Yeah. It's so weird.
I know. And I was like, this, start of our summer, I'd like to be on a boat.
Yeah.
But I'm not on a boat.
No.
I just feel like I'm on a boat everywhere I walk.
Which is the worst part about being on a boat.
I know. It was, it's not fun.
All of the side effects and none of the joy.
Yeah. I definitely felt hungover every day.
Yeah.
I'd wake up like, oh man, last night was rough. I'm like, I didn't even do anything fun.
No. Yeah. There's one other thing other than my beautiful voice. I've really dived into Twilight, and boy, have I taken over our social media.
Erin,
I know. I'm sorry.
Out of control.
I'm unstoppable. Once I start, I can't stop until I've gotten through it.
I mean, maybe you stop.
I don't think I'm going to. I'm going for it. I started a video on TikTok about the things that bug me about the movies that they got wrong, and nobody ever talks about it.
Oh.
So I made that video. It was too long for one video. I had to make two just for the first movie. Lord. So once I get through all the movies and my complaints, I think I'll be done.
Oh my. Okay, I know this. Last night, I kind of got a bout of insomnia. Couldn't sleep, up late.
I definitely had insomnia. I couldn't fall asleep till after 3.
Ugh.
I woke up at 5. I've tried to take 3 naps a day and never fell asleep. I just laid there.
That's the worst.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just up till 2:00 in the morning, just not able to sleep, mind spinning. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to give TikTok a go. Okay, so TikTok thinks that I like 3 things.
Oh, no, is it all Twilight?
Yes. TikTok thinks that I love my sister in Twilight. I love my sister.
Oh, well, that's good.
Not so much the Twilight, but all she talks about is Twilight. So that's interesting. Then TikTok thinks that I love watching pimples be or any sort of like.
I feel like you do love this.
Well, okay, listen. But that's not the only thing in life I love. Or hair being braided. Those are the 3 things.
I'm so glad it was hair being braided. I thought you were going to be like, or popping and like hair comes out.
Ooh, no, but lots of weird things did come out. Because TikTok's not wrong. I discovered this about myself.
Yeah.
I like any sort of transformation.
Yeah.
So I like to see the before, and then they get me hooked. I'm like, what is about to come out of this? Or that girl with the cute hair. What is she gonna do? Where's she gonna take this hair? Like she starts off like, oh, here I'm gonna twist it this way. I'm like, where are we gonna end up? So and I get really into, and I kept trying to like, okay, skip that one. Give me something else. Give me something else. TikTok thinks those are the 3 things I like.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. My problem with TikTok is that I have so much guilt just being a white person.
Yeah,
that I sit and I watch absolutely every video that's like, this is why white people suck. And I'm like, oh, okay, I should watch it because I do suck.
I do suck. Yeah.
So I'll watch it out of guilt because I'm like, you're right. I will listen to this beautiful person tell me about
why we suck.
Why I should be better. And so now TikTok is not so much fun anymore. I get a lot of like sad videos. So I've gone to Instagram and I still can't pass up some things. So I've only focus on like ocean videos, and it's so relaxing.
You're so weird.
I know. Okay, so I have to tell you about Monday morning because it was exciting and terrifying and like my biggest adrenaline rush.
Oh my
2
gosh.
days into COVID.
Oh no.
I really thought I was going to pass out all day because of it.
Oh my gosh. What in the world?
So apparently word has spread that our house is the turtle house, that I'm the turtle lady.
Oh, well, okay. I didn't know that hadn't already happened, but you put it out there a lot, girl.
It is out there because now we have this fun old, I don't know, 1,000-year-old snapping turtle who has discovered our backyard and loves it.
Oh, wow.
So the first day it came in and it dug this beautiful hole right in my husband's green. He's trying to do a putting green. I love him. He's been trying to do his putting green for like 2 years.
Yeah. Try is the word there.
Yes. But this thing, I mean, it like dug a hole in the putting green.
Oh no.
So Kevin had to get it out. He was all pissed. He was like, "This motherfucker." I was like, "Oh my gosh.
Look
Kevin.
at you, little Canadian, dropping the MFer.
I know, every once in a while he gets riled up. It's really cute. But then days pass. Whatever. I'm not thinking about that turtle ever again.
Right.
What's the odds it's ever going to come back?
Sure.
Turns out
it loves to golf.
It loves golf. It got turtle vibes. It came back. I didn't think to check before I let Ellie out.
Oh no.
On Monday morning. And all of a sudden I hear Ellie barking like crazy.
Oh gosh.
In the backyard. Kevin's not home yet. I'm getting the girls ready to go to camp.
Uh-huh.
Nobody panic. They're both vaccinated. They've both had COVID recently enough that they're immune. They're great.
They're good.
Whatever. They're fine. But I run out. They're like, who is she barking at? The neighbor's dog must be out. Nope. It's this huge snapping turtle and they are attacking each other.
Oh my gosh. Ellie's going after it.
Ellie's going after it. The snapping turtle is going after Ellie.
Oh my gosh. What does that even look like?
And
you didn't make a TikTok of this, Erin?
Here's
Twilight. You go on and on and on about Twilight. You don't think to grab your phone. This is action.
No, this is another fun visual. I want you to really see it. I had just gotten out of bed. I got no bra on. My boobs are flying.
Okay, this is great.
I've got no glasses on. So I'm kind of blind.
See. Oh,
I'm like, oh, what is that big lump? Oh, that lump is like reaching out at my dog. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the snapping turtle.
Oh no.
And all I could think of is going to bite down and kill our dog.
Oh no.
I know, because once they clamp their
that's it. Like get that neck and that's it. Oh no.
My gosh. So I am like panicked, can't see what I'm doing really.
Oh shit.
And I'm trying to yell at Ellie with no voice.
Oh no,
Erin.
And I'm like, you're sick.
Hitting her butt, trying to get her out, but she is like, I will protect you.
She's gonna get the
I'm gonna
snapping
get
turtle.
the snapping turtle.
Oh no.
She is totally ignoring me. At one point she flips it over.
Oh, well, there you go. That's a good move.
I know, but man, that sucker just flipped right back up. I'm like, what the hell? I was scared to death. I'm like, I've seen Rosie move. When she wants to move, she can be fast. And I'm like, I am barefoot. I am
Erin.
blind.
Oh,
and I've got this dog. I'm so sick that I'm like falling over.
Oh, I wish you would have called me. I would have TikToked this.
I could not. I couldn't function. The girls start coming down and I'm like, get on that porch. Get on the porch.
Oh no.
It was the most stressful way to start my day that I've ever had.
What did you do?
I finally got a hold of Ellie's collar and I had to drag her all the way up. She wouldn't come. And as soon as Ellie was out of the way, that turtle took off for the fence. Like, get me out of here.
Good. I'm glad it wasn't like brave or like, yeah, come on.
I know. I was like,
you want a piece of this?
Please do not come. We apologize. Please stay back.
Gosh.
It was so scary. I mean, it like winded me.
Yeah.
And it was something I did not recover from because of COVID. Like it made me so weak all day. I kind of think it's what set off the really bad case. It's like I
could have.
My adrenaline got so high. I got so out of breath so early on. Like I never caught up.
Oh no.
It was horrible.
That is wild. That is awful.
It was nuts. It was very eventful. Luckily, Ellie did not. Sophie insists that like she saw the snapping turtle like get like her cheek a little bit.
Oh,
but I checked; she didn't have any marks, so I guess
she got
lucky.
All right, girl, you're tough. You're tough. Look at her with their little tongue sticking out. She's like, "Yeah, I'm a badass."
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. It was awful. It was horrible. So now every day I check, and I'm so scared. Kevin just lets her out. I'm like, "You better check for that. You better check for that snapping turtle."
Surely
I cannot handle it anymore.
Turtle has learned its lesson. You think?
Well, I told Kevin. We figured out where it's getting in. So I was like, just put
Yeah.
a stick there or put
That's
a
smart.
board there so I can't get in. But
Wow.
oh my gosh, it was so eventful.
Oh, that is extreme. That's, again,
I know.
to reiterate, had you called me, I don't know how much help I would have been. Or at least it would have been like, you record it. Somebody record this.
You would have taken that turtle and
by
you
the
would have
tail.
grabbed it by its face and
I
been
would've.
like,
You listen to me, you little snapping
this
turtle.
is a snapping turtle from, and you would have known everything about it. You're like the American version of
the
that.
Turtle Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
he's from Kentucky.
American.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Steve Irwin, but yeah.
Yeah, no, the Turtle Man.
The Turtle Man. You're like the female Turtle Man.
No, I'm not as extreme. I once though did try to. Did I tell this on the podcast?
I don't know
about the snake.
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, I tried. I used to teach nature at a 4-H camp. And I had about 20 little 8 to 13-year-old kids behind me. And I'm teaching them all about nature. And I had this huge aquarium in my cabin that was empty. So all summer long, I had been looking for a snake. I wanted to get a snake to fill this aquarium. Couldn't find one. Been looking on the hunt for one. I would go out even without kids, just go hiking to find one. Could never find one. It had just rained. So we go out, we're hiking. I've got all these kids, and and every group I say, hey, be on the look for a snake because I want to grab one. I want to get one for my aquarium. So we're talking about it. We're in the middle of talking about how snakes are good for our, for everything. They're going to keep rats down and pests down, and we need them, and they're nothing to be feared. And Just going into this whole spiel about how I love reptiles, and then I see a big, huge, 7 foot long, longer than me.
Oh my gosh.
Black rat snake coming down this tree.
Oh no.
Perfect.
Those are really poisonous, aren't they?
No, black rat snakes are not. They're just like your typical black snake.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, this is it. This is perfect. This is the exact one that I need. So I go up to it. I'm I tell all the kids to stand back. You all stand back. I've got my pillowcase that I carried with me everywhere I go. However, it had just rained. So I go up to get in perfect aim, and it's doing fine. It's not, it's just chilling. So I'm like, this is great. I'm going to grab it right behind its neck, grab it, put it in that pillowcase, and on we go. Well, my foot slips right as I go to grab it, and I fall into it. So this thing wraps around my arm and is literally biting the shit out of me. 14 different bites. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm wrangling it and getting it. And I finally get it. I throw it into that pillowcase and I tie it up. I've got blood down my arm.
You did not abandon ship?
No, girl. I needed that snake so bad.
My Lord.
I threw that in that pillowcase. I tied a knot in it. I turn around. The pillowcase is all bloody. Everything. The look on these kids. I mean, they are hunched down, covering their faces, covering their heads, screaming in terror. And I was like, they're not anything to be afraid of, guys. It's fine. I think I was pretty counterproductive in teaching about safety for snakes.
Those kids have trauma.
They definitely 100%. I mean, I created phobias in all of them that day. However, by the end of the summer, Stanley and I were great friends. So it worked out just fine.
Well, that's good.
I could carry Stanley around my neck by the end of the summer. He and I were great buddies. I fed him all the time. We were great. So he wasn't anything to be feared towards the end of the summer. And then I released him.
Well, don't try to crush his little air pipe.
Yeah. He did not like that at all.
No, I don't think anybody would.
No. But yeah, I would have gone after that. I think a snapping turtle is a little bit different.
Oh, they're so scary.
I would have been scared of a snapping turtle. I would have maybe thrown get the dog for sure, and then maybe thrown a stick or something close to it to try to deter it from coming at you.
Yeah. Oh, it was awful. It was very scary.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen you in so long that I've got so many stories to tell you.
Come on, bring them on.
No, I feel like we should move on. We've already talked for 14 minutes.
Hey, listen, a lot of people are here just fast forward if you don't want to hear us talk. I want to hear your stories. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever either.
I know, you're basically raising my child this week.
Yeah. You're welcome.
It's been amazing. I have bragged. Anyone I've talked to, I'm like, well, Megan's amazing.
Oh, well,
we're good.
No, it's fine. She's like one of my own. She just hangs out with the crew. We just run around and do everything together.
She called me Aunt Maggie yesterday, which kind of stung a little bit.
Bird. I mean, it's okay. Mommy's got COVID. It's all right.
Yeah. I have sailed through every TV show. I mean, I've watched them all.
Oh, yeah.
But before I got COVID, I went and saw a Lizzie Borden musical. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Sounds so bizarre.
Yes.
Okay.
It was
Tell me again, who is Lizzie Borden?
Lizzie Borden.
Borden.
You know, Lizzie Borden found an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks.
Wow,
when she saw what
Lizzie.
she had did.
What did she do?
Gave her father 41.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Lizzie.
Yeah.
Shoo.
She was proven innocent, but nobody really thinks she's innocent. So I don't know.
I don't know. I'm Team Lizzie now.
It's a really old case. But
Okay.
people didn't believe a woman could commit murder,
Oh.
especially such a gruesome, bloody murder. Because it was like 40 whacks with an axe.
Listen, put that woman on quarantine in her house with her kids for 2 weeks, and let me tell you what, murderous thoughts can happen.
Yikes! Remember, I said you're raising my kid right now.
I kid.
Oh yeah. Well, my friend Jill was in it, and she's one of the most talented people I know. She's incredible. She's got a voice that can like belt out. I mean, it'll give you cold chills for sure.
Nice.
But I've never seen a musical. I guess Sweeney Todd is a musical about murder. But it's weird to
about
sing.
Les Mis. Is that about murder?
Well, it's about war and like a revolution.
I don't know. I've never watched it. I just figured it was.
I don't feel like there's
Phantom of the Opera. Isn't there murder in that? Maybe there's lots of musicals about murder. You're just not thinking about them.
Phantom of the Opera is more about kidnap.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway,
it's been a long time since I've watched that. Although I could, if I didn't have COVID, I could totally sing some songs from there right now. But I'll spare you.
Okay, thank you.
But it was such an interesting play. But she was incredible.
Yeah.
There was one song that turned into a rock ballad. Sadly, she wasn't in it. But
rock out? Is that what you're saying?
A rock ballad.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Or a rock. I don't even know if that's right. They were like, there's only 4 people in the whole play.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And she was not in this scene.
So there's 3 people rocking it out.
Singing, here's a lyric. Why are all their heads off?
Oh, wow.
It was about birds that the dad had killed. And
oh my gosh.
And they like start jamming out. They're like banging their heads. I'm like, what are we watching? This is so weird. And I was with Mary, sexy legs.
Oh, love sexy legs.
Is that what we called her?
Sexy thighs. She has the sexy thighs. Yeah. You know who you are, Mary.
Yeah, we were.
So does everybody else? Because after I talked about her, they had to look her up on Facebook. I would have. I'm like, hey, they talking about these sexy legs.
Yes. Yeah, we were with her and her new boyfriend, who's so cute.
Yes.
And Kevin.
Lucky guy.
Poor Kevin. Yeah, right? Kevin was like, Kevin A, hates musicals.
Oh my
B,
gosh.
hates plays. He was like, what am I doing? This is so weird.
How funny. Like, they probably make him feel awkward watching them. Like, it's not even just, I don't like them. Like, I get the same way. Like, if it's too cheesy or it's too much or it's just I get like this feeling of embarrassment for the people who are doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel that. All of a sudden I become an empath. And I feel
only play related.
And they're not embarrassed.
Yeah. No.
They're having a great time. But I'm like, you should be so embarrassed right now. Not you, Jill. Not you. You're great, Jill.
No, and the cast was fantastic.
Yeah.
But Jill had a song called What the Fuck, and it was incredible because Jill's like the happiest like teacher, and she was like
cheery.
Tracy Turnpike, I don't know what it is, in Hairspray.
Yeah.
She's always like the happy one, and she's kind of like evil in this one.
Ooh.
And it was so great. She was so good in that song.
Nice.
And we were like, all the rest of the night, we're like, yeah, what the fuck was that one song about? Mary and I kept going on. We went out for drinks afterwards. It was a lot of fun. And then the next night, I played virtual Dungeons and Dragons because it turns out I had COVID. So
oh no,
I'm telling you, it has been jam-packed considering I've been stuck at home.
You're too funny. You've really lived up this COVID life.
I really have.
You're like Steve Irwin out there breaking up an animal fight.
Yeah.
Playing virtual Dungeons and Dragons. Aaron, what has it come to?
It came to that.
It came to that. Yeah, that's where we're at now. Wow, you're like reaching a whole new levels in your 30s. I love it.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see where the 40s take you. It'll be a ride. Okay, so enough COVID chit chat.
Sorry, everybody.
Who knew it'd be that exciting?
Not me.
Yeah.
I maybe would have tried to get it earlier.
Maybe not.
I finally have a life. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, so here we go. We are getting down. Even though I could just sit here and talk to you all night, I don't think that's why most people are here. So we will do our jobs.
All right.
And then we'll talk later.
Okay.
I did love how I walked in, totally expecting just to be drinking water or like maybe a hot toddy, something because you're sickly. And I walk in, I was like, "Are you drinking hot toddy?" Like straight bourbon. I'm like, "Yeah, that's my bitch. She's got it." All right. Okay, so here we go with our stories. This is called, and I love the title.
Okay.
The one where I get stoned after midnight on a Tuesday and contemplate the existence of time.
Oh, cannot wait.
Now, I don't think that this happened in the story. I think she got high on a Tuesday night and then wrote the story.
I love it.
Is that what you got out of that?
I love it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And we love this author. It's Chelsea, who's written in before.
Oh.
So I love her beginning. Guess who? I'll give you a hint. Cheers. Remember we called her Cheers, Chelsea?
Yeah.
If you guessed Chelsea, you would be correct. If you didn't, well, get your shit together. I started my last story with the promise of multiple stories, but in my incessant need to share every tiny detail of every story I tell got in the way, and you only got one. Well, here I am again to deliver. Depending on the length of this story, I might squeeze in two, but I make no promises. Let's go back to the house from the previous story. You know the one. Creepy basement, scary closed-off room, amorphous shadow ghost blob thing. The whole enchilada. That one.
Great.
I'm no longer a Christian, but I attended church and a few different youth groups off and on throughout my preteen and teenage years. This story takes place in the definitely haunted house when I was around 15 years old.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Get it, girl.
Mm-hmm. My friend, who I will call M for the sake of privacy, and I were pretty much inseparable. We often went to youth group and other church functions together, and a lot of the music that M and I listened to was Christian rock. I promise this is relevant. M and I have always had the type of friendship where you can comfortably do nothing together, sit in silence without it being awkward, or each do your own thing while enjoying one another's company.
Aww.
The best kind of friendship, honestly.
Yeah.
On this particular evening, we were both doing our own thing. Em was on her laptop in the living room, and I was cleaning my room while listening to some Christian rock band I've long since forgotten about. We were home alone. I've always liked to collect things, which is all fun and games until you have to dust all that shit.
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that the truth?
That's my middle.
Oh,
She collects everything, and you love to give her stuff.
I know, sorry. Well, it's because I like to collect. When I was young, when I was her age, she and I are so much alike. I loved to collect things, and I still have a lot of those things.
Yeah, now we got them.
I know. So she'll come to my house, she's like, "Oh, look at your trinkets." I'm like, "Yeah, take it, girl. Get it.
Yeah,
hoard it away. You're welcome." Just teach her how to dust, though. Solve your problem. While I was cleaning my room, the urge to dust everything hit me. I thought, well, it's now or never, and got to work.
I've never had that.
No, me neither. Never. Even while dusting. I'm like, oh, this sucks. One of the many knickknacks I had at the time was one of those 3D laser engraved crystal things. I'll include a picture, but for those listening, it was essentially a decorative glass brick with a design engraved inside of it. It had a base that lit up different colors and made the design look like a floating hologram encased in glass. Mine depicted Jesus on a cross with some roses and a Bible verse. I think. What?
Cheery.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, Aaron, that was funny. Okay. I think it was John 3:16. This picture is as close as I could find to the one that I had.
Ah, she nailed it. No pun intended. She nailed it. She really described it well. I really didn't mean to say that, but it was there, and I couldn't just leave it.
Yeah, no, that's great. Okay. Oh, man. Okay.
Sorry, God.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Anyway, I was in my room dusting my eclectic collection of objects that gave my crow brain a little sliver of serotonin.
Oh,
I know.
Crow brain.
What's a crow brain?
Crows collect things.
Oh,
and they are cool. Crows are cool.
Crows are cool. They are
I
very
want
cool.
to become friends with some crows.
And if you hang out with a bunch, you could be called a murder.
Oh my gosh, just hanging out with my murder.
Yeah, my posse, my murder posse.
Yes,
love it.
Goals.
Yes. Come back as a crow next life.
Yeah, or just befriend them all now.
Then you'd be the crow lady.
I'm cool. I'm down with it. I'm ready.
Okay, Aaron.
If I had had a murder of crows, that snapping turtle would not have dared.
That's true. They would have all come after that turtle.
That's right.
If you had not TikToked that, oh man, you'd be fired. Out of nowhere, I had an unmistakable feeling of being watched. The room went cold and all of my hair stood on end. I paused what I was doing, Jesus Rock still emanating from my iPod dock, and looked around the room. Nothing and no one was there. I tried to shake it off, but the feeling stayed. A few minutes later, my intuition told me to look at the 3D Jesus crystal thing. The moment I turned my head to look at it, the glass brick came flying off the base as if someone had picked it up and thrown it across the room.
Oh my gosh, that's demon stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny. Just listen. I wasn't jumping around my room, and there was no earthquake or anything going on that would shake the house violently enough for anything to fall over, let alone fly across the room. It crashed, I screamed, and before I knew it, Em had barged into my room to see what had happened.
Oh.
I hadn't even been able to look around to see if there was any broken glass or not. Thankfully, it wasn't, and no one was hurt. Em asked me what was happening, and I told her, shaking the whole time. She grabbed my hands, told whatever threw the brick to leave me alone, and we started praying. The room slowly warmed back up, and the mood lightened. None of this had ever happened before or since. I know what you're thinking, and by you, I mean Aaron.
Oh.
And look, she knows you well. It seems like the Jesus knick-knack and the Jesus music made something mad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe a demon.
Mm-hmm. You do know me.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it was a demon. These are her words.
Okay.
I don't think it was a demon, and here's why. If a demon really wanted to fuck with me, I highly doubt two 15-year-old girls telling it to knock it off and saying a prayer would do enough to stop it. So that leads me to two theories as to what it was.
Okay.
Number one, maybe it was a spirit that wasn't malicious but wanted my attention, and it knew enough about my religious beliefs at the time to know that throwing a 3D Jesus thing would be a surefire way to get what it wanted.
I mean, what kind of religion do you have to be for that not to affect you in some way?
It would get my attention. Even if it were just a regular brick.
Yeah. Anybody throws a brick at me,
you got my attention.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm right there.
It's all on you.
If it's got Jesus hanging on it or it's got a Snoopy doll. Snoopy doll, Snoopy dog. Whatever. If it's got anything on it, I'm perking up. Let's see what's going on here.
Exactly.
Okay. And number two, I'm not a scientist, so forgive me if my explanation of this theory makes no sense. Girl, listen. I am no scientist either.
What? Really?
I know. Can you believe it? And I try every week to come up with it. Whoa. So I guarantee you, your theory makes way more sense than mine. But there is a theory that time is not linear. This is interesting.
Ooh, okay. I'm already in love with it.
That everything that has ever happened and anything that is yet to happen is actually all happening simultaneously.
I love it.
And our concept of time is just a man-made construct to help us make sense of our reality. What does this have to do with ghosts, you ask? Well, if everything is happening at once, but we don't perceive all of it, what does that mean for time? Could it be possible that time can become thin in some places? Could time have anything to do with the veil? We all hear about the reference to the spirit world. Could hauntings and other phenomena unexplained by science be the result of a time being thin enough for us to perceive what is happening on the other side of the veil?
Oh,
whatever that means.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
That, even if I'm not high, that would make me really stop and think. It really messes with my brain when I start thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that if you really sit and start thinking about it enough, it's almost like you feel like you get close to the answer.
Yeah. And then it scares me.
Or it just slips away real quickly. You're
Yeah.
like, oh man, I just had it. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, it freaks me out. That movie with the redhead, Jennifer Addams, that's not her name. Is that her name?
Oh, with the aliens?
Yes. Oh,
I always think it's Jennifer Addams. It's not though, is it? It might be.
The lady from Enchanted.
All those redheads.
Oh my gosh, that movie. I saw that movie one time, and I think about it about once a week.
Yeah, I think it got me thinking so much that I've blocked it out. Like I need to go back and rewatch it again.
It was so weird, so trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know about
what was the name of that movie? We need to say it because people are like, what? What movie was it?
Okay, hold on. I'll cut the time. Just imagine a little elevator music here. Ooh, your elevator music is terrifying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like,
okay. Well, I don't know how to make happy. Okay.
It's Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. What did you say?
I said Jennifer Adams.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay.
It's Arrival.
Mm.
And it's her, like, the first one when I look her up.
Wow. Okay.
Although I did have to look her up through Enchanted, because that's the only movie I was sure she was in.
Of course.
Which is really an underrated movie. I love that movie.
Oh, man. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, sorry.
You and Twilight and Enchanted, I can't even take it. If any of this is true, could time have been thin in my bedroom that day? And could the ghost, in parentheses, have been a person who threw something in that exact moment, but also somehow in the past or future? I don't know the answer to any of these questions, and I definitely will not pretend to know what I'm talking about. But it's almost 1 a.m. I'm baked. And sometimes I like to contemplate and wonder what our reality actually is and what else may be out there. I hope you're enjoying it too. I would love to get baked with Chelsea.
For sure.
And have this conversation.
Yes.
Ugh.
Okay, here's the movie moment that would have been so cool. Years later, Chelsea is like going through, like, I don't know what I believe anymore. Is this even real? And then she throws the brick.
One who throws
and
it.
then she's like, it was me all along.
To herself. Like, she threw it. Yeah.
I wonder, I mean, maybe she did throw it at one point and didn't even register that.
Or like maybe that moment hasn't happened yet. So she doesn't even know.
Oh.
But like maybe there will be a time when she's back in that house and that same Jesus. Praise Jesus. That
Jesus, I'm sorry I threw that brick. I got riled up.
Oh, it'd be really funny if that's how I said Jesus. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I can't stop.
No.
Can't stop on that.
No. Yep. Okay. If like, why would she ever be back in that house in the future and have that exact same thing? Unless she was like, takes it there, like finds a replica, takes it there.
Yeah.
Like, and then goes and does it.
This is the proof.
Yeah.
That time is a circle.
Interesting.
Is that it's over?
No,
right?
it's not.
Oh, it's not over.
We still have one more paragraph.
Okay.
I definitely do not have time for another story since I wrote you another full-length novel, but I'll leave you with the teaser. The town I grew up in, same town the creepy house is located in, has a bit of a reputation for hauntings. John Dillinger was active in the town, and there have been at least a few really brutal murders there. Wow.
Yikes.
I've had experiences all over town, so I'll be back with another story soon enough.
Yay.
Cheers, Chelsea.
That is wild.
I love it. I also love it because I hadn't read her second theory yet, and I was thinking, how the hell am I going to debunk this one?
You're okay with time as linear?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great explanation, baked or not. I mean, it's interesting. It makes you think about like all hauntings.
Yeah.
Not really being hauntings.
Yeah, that's true.
It could just be like overlapping of time.
Right.
Happening. I mean, that is just wild to think.
It really is. It really, really is. The part I can't wrap my brain around is when people say it's a man-made construct, because I could still see it. If it wasn't man-made, like there's like a block up.
Well, the calendar, like let's just go with the calendar. The calendar is man-made.
For sure.
Right? So we just decided 7 days make up a week.
Right.
We decided that. We also made up how many hours. I mean, I guess you could say like from the time the sun comes up to the time the sun goes down.
Right.
We consider that to be one full rotation of night and day. But we also just decided that. Like, what if we had decided that that's, that if that happens 4 times, that's 1 day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Still linear time, though.
That is still linear time. That's true.
There's no way. My little feeble brain.
Yeah.
I can't get there.
You know why? We're not baked.
Oh.
Light bulbs going
Patreon,
on.
Burke.
Hello. You totally have a weed night. Everybody bring your weed. I mean,
Oh.
if you're not comfortable with it, that's fine. Just bring somebody who is.
Right. We'll just, there's not that many of us. We can just FaceTime each other.
Oh my
Wouldn't that be so
gosh.
fun?
Oh my God. Listen,
Not
the
that
last
we
time.
condone drugs.
No, not drugs. Just fun drugs.
Yeah, just natural
Not
stuff.
real drugs. Just the natural shit. Like in gummy form. Because,
Oh, yeah.
Although, I will have to say, last time I did a gummy, oh my gosh, it was ridiculous and very embarrassing. I all of a sudden felt like I was way far away from the house. Do you remember that?
this? Yeah.
Like, we're sitting around the fire. I'm like, I'm fine. I feel absolutely nothing. Everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, in like mid conversation, I had to pee so bad, but I felt like the house that was like literally 5 feet from where we're sitting.
Yeah, it was close.
I felt like we were like hundreds of miles away from the house. And I was like asking you for help. I'm like, you got to get me there. And then I threw up and it was a whole thing. And then I peed my pants at one point.
You also drank a lot that night too.
Oh,
it
I
was
sure
a
did.
combination.
Yeah, I know. And that's my problem is that everybody's like, oh, just don't drink with it. I don't know how to just not drink with fun
Yeah.
recreational other things.
Drinking is my drug of choice.
It is definitely mine. And I don't ever think to do those other fun things unless I've been drinking.
Yeah,
You know,
that's for sure. That's
like,
for sure. me
That's
too.
when they sound like fun. I'm like, ooh, yeah, let's do that. But like sitting around on a Tuesday night, I'm like, I'll just go to bed.
Yeah, or give me a beer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
give me about 4, and then let's bust it out. Let's
and
bust those
then
gummies
there's
out.
trouble.
Oh,
we know.
yes, yes. But we could have a gummy Patreon night.
Let us know if you're interested.
Yeah, and I will. I'll commit for the sake of the podcast
Oh,
to
okay.
not drink anything.
Okay.
And just try out the gummy on its own.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Right.
If you're local, just come over.
Yes. Oh, boy,
Party.
This is sounding fun. This is getting more and more
Forget
fun.
you guys. We're gonna have a party.
We just
The more
decided.
we talk, it
Oh.
gets further and further away from the podcast.
Oh, and it'll all be time themed. We'll have clocks everywhere and like
Oh,
a weird.
I was like, we all dress the generation we were born. Like we'll be 80s.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I feel like everybody would be 80s.
Well, not everybody. Some people are older. Some people are younger.
Okay, yeah.
That's how time works.
Well,
Is
Is
it?
is that how time works? Maybe we are
Oh,
high right now. I don't know.
I think COVID has made me kind of high, like perpetually.
Oh, it's hilarious. Okay, well,
Okay.
great story. I'm going to go with theory number 2, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for doing my hard work for me.
I want to embrace that theory so bad.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a definite possibility. I just can't wrap my brain around it, but I
Mhm.
love it.
Mhm.
I love thinking about it, and I would love thinking about it high.
Definitely.
Okay. Mine is from Andrea. Andrea's also written in before.
Hello, Andrea.
The title is Imaginary Friend, or Was I Friends with the Dead?
Ooh. Either way, friendly.
Yeah, friends.
Sounds like it. The word
Hey.
friends in there twice.
Listen, you make friends however you can make friends.
Right. Like times can be hard.
World is a tough place.
Older we get, it's harder to make friends. Go out there.
I
meet
think she
who you
was a
need.
kid.
Oh, okay. Well, some kids have problems making friends. It's fine. Get them where you can.
Okay, so Andrea says, hello, beautiful sisters and wonderful listeners.
Oh, Andrea.
I know. So
And-
nice.
Don't want to call anybody my favorite, but thank you for the compliment.
I have to be honest. I've been so busy. I haven't been able to listen to the podcast since March.
Well, you were my favorite. I'm kidding, Andrea. I remember back when you called me beautiful. I'm back to you being my favorite. We're good. It's fine.
But I finally have some time off to slowly catch up. And Andrea totally posted on Instagram the other day in our stories. She was like, time to catch up on my favorite podcasts. And we were on there.
Yep, I was right.
Yeah.
I'm back again.
Right?
Okay, awesome.
Hopefully you are still looking for stories. Before I begin, I have to mention a trigger warning. Mention of childhood trauma, no details or specifics, however, and pregnancy loss.
Mm.
This happened when I was 8 years old. Back then, I had several imaginary friends, but 2 that I remember the most. Even though I had a lot of imaginary friends, I mostly remember one named Charlie and a little girl whose name I don't remember. My parents and teachers were concerned, but were told it is normal for children to develop imaginary friends after experiencing something traumatic, which I did.
Mm.
So they made a rule that I wasn't allowed to talk to them, which
Oh.
is like not helpful,
Yeah, that's not what my rule would have been.
and waited until I outgrew it. Which, while I feel like that is unhelpful. It also really makes me think of Heart and Soul. Do you remember that movie with Robert Downey Jr.?
It's vaguely familiar.
Oh, I love that movie. I love that movie. He had they crashed on the way to his, he was like, his mom was pregnant.
Like you've talked about this on the podcast before.
I think I have. I'm moving on. But if you haven't watched it yet, if you didn't listen the first time, you should watch it.
Okay. Everybody go, stop what you're doing right now and go watch Heart and Soul.
No, when this is over.
Okay.
Secretly, they were with me for much longer than my parents knew because I taught myself to reply in my mind.
Oh.
So I didn't have to speak out loud. Charlie mostly appeared in my dreams, but sometimes I would see him when I was awake. He became more of a regular after he helped get rid of the little girl whose name I can't remember.
Ooh.
Now, the little girl was my same age. She had blonde hair and white skin. She looked friendly and nice until she didn't.
Oh, no.
I don't remember when I began seeing her, but I remember the exact moment I decided I no longer wanted to be her friend.
Oh, no.
I was walking down the stairs at the house where my parents have lived ever since I can remember, and it is still their house. I was 8 years old, walking down the stairs, talking to my imaginary friend, when suddenly she turned into a dead-looking zombie girl.
Ew.
And in a very creepy voice said, "I will hurt anyone who hurts you."
Oh, no.
It scared the shit out of me.
I mean, it's loyal. I will say, I do appreciate that it's not, I'm going to hurt you.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, I'm on your side, girl. I got your back. But there are social norms that maybe this imaginary friend needed to catch up on a little bit.
And, I keep thinking like her parents who are good-natured were like, don't talk to her. And she might be like pissed.
Ooh, you're not good.
Yeah, no thank you. I don't remember what we were talking about that prompted this reaction from her, but after that, I used all my strength to stop being her friend. My parents were no help because, according to them, she was just my imaginary friend, and I could stop imagining her if I wanted. Well, I couldn't. I honestly had to convince myself that she wasn't there whenever I saw her and ignore her.
Oh, man.
Like ignoring an actual person whenever she talked to me. I remember it took a long time until she finally stopped coming around. Like I said before, Charlie helped to get rid of her by appearing every time I was trying to ignore her, until eventually I could only see him. I know this could be explained as something psychological, but I guess I will never know for sure. However, when my little sister was around 4 years old, I was 18, she started talking about having an imaginary friend who was a little girl who would protect her from my brothers because they bothered her too much. One time when I came back from college, she had a little skeleton toy hanging on the door that she claimed came from her imaginary friend.
Ooh.
Neither my mom nor siblings knew where she got it from. She is 12 now and doesn't remember any of this. Coincidence, or is something haunting my parents' house? I kept dreaming about Charlie all through my teen years, and he grew up with me. I haven't dreamt about him in years, but I swear I saw him a couple of times in 2019 when I was a senior in college. Oh, gosh, it's a baby.
Wow.
Oh, college 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we've got cool people listening to
We
this.
really do. I mean, like, all of a sudden, time is not linear.
I'm so glad.
We're not old.
I'm
We're
so
not
glad
old.
time
We're
is
right there with you.
Not linear. Recently, I learned that my grandma was pregnant with a baby boy the same year my mom was pregnant with me. My mom was 23 and my grandma was 41.
Wow.
Due to her age and her history of cancer, my grandmother's pregnancy was not viable. I didn't know this until I was an adult, but now I wonder if Charlie is my uncle.
Oh.
My grandma was also a medium, so it wouldn't be that crazy to think maybe I inherited the same abilities. I have other stories of how I found out my great-grandparents had passed and how I was convinced my great-aunt was still alive when I was a kid. So let me know if you want those as well.
Oh, yes, please do.
Absolutely. Thank you for such an awesome podcast, Andrea.
Oh, Andrea, I love that.
I know. It was a really cool story.
It is a great story. I'm glad she used the word psychological and like she put that out there because that's where my mind went.
Yeah.
When you and I both have worked with kids with trauma, and the brain and the body is amazing. And when it has to survive and it has to go through something traumatic, and I don't know, she left out details, which is perfectly fine. I don't need details to know that a traumatic event can create survival mode.
Yeah.
in anybody. So I feel like maybe it was, her mind's way of protecting herself. So there's going to be this little girl who is going to be so fierce and scary that nobody's going to mess with you again. Like that's kind of where my mind goes a little bit. And then the Charlie aspect of that is still going to protect you, but even protect you from yourself, from going too far with that survival mode.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. Like, I think there's so much we don't understand about the brain, but it does magnificent things. And I think both of those were necessary for you to have in that moment to protect yourself.
Okay. We don't need to debate this because it's just a difference in our beliefs. So we won't get there. But that's a great, like, logical explanation from a skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
But from a believer, you could definitely dive into, because you had this trauma, because you were more, vulnerable.
These spirits attached to you.
They could come to you more, so it could still be very paranormal if you believe in that thing.
Yeah.
And here's my question that we can debate a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in guardian angels? Because I feel like if Charlie would be her uncle, it wouldn't be so much a ghost. It's like her guardian.
Yeah, I don't think I believe in guardian angels.
Okay.
I think the idea of them are beautiful.
Yeah.
And it would be great. I don't think I believe in them, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to, like, really sit down and think, why don't I believe in them? But I need some weed to do that. So until then.
Okay.
This episode's name is Baked.
Okay. Well, that was a great story.
Oh, yeah. Either way, I mean, so creepy.
So creepy.
Imaginary friends. Here's my thing. But I don't know. I'm just going to throw this out there. And again, not a psychologist at all. But I think let your kids talk to their imaginary friends.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, don't shame them into that. I mean,
imagine my life without those little villagers
Good grief, Erin.
in the gas tank.
Okay, you really were just high from fumes on gas.
It was. It's true.
On the gas tank. If you're listening for the first time, go back a couple episodes. Erin explains that whole thing, and it's ridiculous.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah, like 20 episodes ago. Anyway, no, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe set some boundaries.
Yeah.
Because you also don't want your kiddos to be made fun of, or
right.
or like you're out in public and people are looking like, who are they talking to? And lots of questioning happening. So maybe just like a safe place to talk to your friend would be here. But it just seems to me to shut it all down just seems very, and I'm not judging your parents by any means, because listen, I got a shit show of a parenting thing going on over my house. It's like day to day. I'm like, I don't know if I'm fucking them up for the rest of their lives. Who knows? But my instinct is, don't shut that down. Let them sit there and
nothing else. I wouldn't ever want to shut anything down that would help their imagination.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, just on a basic level of like, enjoy your childhood. It's your imagination.
Right. And I mean, that can foster into creativity as you grow.
And also, like, if you do have a hard time making friends, an imaginary friend is a great way to practice having a friend.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to practice and talk to this person and, like, build these social skills that might end up, I don't know.
Next time you're hanging out with, like, Tommy, be like, nope, I remember this time I mentioned this to my imaginary friend. They looked at me like I was weird. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that time. Or I know last time you turn into a zombie, and that was not cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid zombie friends.
Or I'm gonna try to build some assertiveness here and let you know that is something you should not do with me.
Absolutely.
I do not like that when you do that.
That is for sure a boundary for me.
Oh,
do not.
Yes,
I know. Don't even
this.
pretend.
Don't even pretend to be a zombie around Erin.
I don't even like when Miles does this little zombie,
and
he still looks adorable. And I'm like,
does he? He looks creepy as shit, Erin. He's so scary. When he was like, he could be maybe he was 3 years old, and he started doing that, and I was like, he walks around and like acts like a zombie, and he like roll his eyes up. I'm like, that is terrifying.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
I didn't want to insult you by saying he creeped me out, but he really
Oh
does.
no, it is full on terrifying. I let him do it because again, I'm not going to shut down his imagination.
I do not. I'm like, you go to your house and do that shit. I don't want to see it.
I play along. I'm like, oh yeah, it's so scary, but really on the inside, I'm like, that's fucking terrifying.
It is. What if he really had turned into a zombie?
Oh, I'm not scared of that. I'm just
no,
like,
I would let him eat me because I couldn't hurt him.
no, you punch that kid in the
I will not.
head.
I will
Aaron,
not. I will
please.
sacrifice myself for any of your children.
Oh, I cannot say the same for yours. Or my own. No. If they turn full on zombie, deuces. I'm out of there. I am gone. Okay. Well,
You ready? Do you have a fan favorite?
what do you think? Do you think I do? Do you think I don't?
I think you do because you like
I do.
triple books last
I
time.
do. I do. In fact, I have one for next week too.
Oh, good. And I've got one to give you.
Oh, well, you're not allowed. Sorry. You
I
opted
can-
out. You
I can
opted out.
suggest. You said I could suggest.
I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm kidding. You can definitely suggest. I'm so excited about this one. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you ready for this week's fan favorite
I'm ready.
for Mrs. Detweiler?
Mrs. Detweiler.
Mrs. Detweiler.
My childhood.
This is, yes, Mrs. Detweiler is from our childhood, which is, we're talking about time tonight. That's so
Oh.
weird.
Ooh, that is weird.
Yeah, it's like come full circle. Miss
Yeah.
Detweiler brought it all together.
Yeah,
Okay, so Miss Detweiler had this amazing house. It was so cool. Like
it was cool.
she had one of those houses like you walked in, you're like,
Her house was haunted, I think.
well, come on, Mrs. Detweiler. Where are your stories?
I'm pretty sure because the people who lived there before the Detweilers used to talk about how haunted it was.
Okay, well, did you have any experiences? I feel like Mrs. Detweiler's a skeptic. I just feel it. I feel it. Anyway, Mrs. Detweiler lived in our neighborhood, and we played with her kid. I think I babysat.
Yeah, I played with her kid. He's
Yes.
my age, Eric.
Man, Mrs. Detweiler, you were very trusting. I'm pretty sure I babysat Eric. I was good, though. I was a great little babysitter. I loved getting to take care of everything. I promise I only snooped a little bit. Anyway, I don't remember finding anything at your house, Mrs. Detweiler. I can tell you
No.
about some of the neighbors, but we won't talk about them. Okay. Anyway, Mrs. Detweiler, I just think it's so funny because I could just
She hates
picture.
that we call her Miss
I
Detweiler.
know she
I
keeps saying,
can't
"Call me
imagine.
Catherine." I cannot imagine calling her
I
Catherine.
can't imagine.
That seems so abrasive and bold and like no, so disrespectful.
Yeah,
Like when I see her picture, I go right back to being like 12-year-old.
yeah.
Like, oh yes, I will be being my best behavior, Mrs. Detweiler. Oh, but I love it. So Mrs. Detweiler is now a listener, which I don't even know how she found out about our podcast.
I don't know either.
I think she said she talked to somebody like a friend of a friend, which please tell us who that was because I'm
Yeah.
so curious to find out who it is. But anyway, she has been present on Facebook. She's like kind of put us out there a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I've been waiting for you, Miss Detweiler. So here we go. I said, hi, Mrs. Detweiler. Sorry, I tried. I can't not call you that. Aaron and I wanted to pick you for our fan favorite. Blah, 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 blah. I say all that fun stuff. And then she says, wow, thanks so much. I am still way behind on the podcast. It's all right. We'll forgive you on episode 45. So I'll have to skip ahead to here. I don't have anything personal to support. So how about one of my favorite charities, WCK, World Central Kitchen, from their website. And then she lists the website, which we'll link in there. Should I say?
We'll put it in the details.
We'll put it in the details, but just in case, it's WCK.org. WCK is first to the front lines, providing meals in response to humanitarian, climate, and community crisis. They serve all over the world where there are fires, hurricanes, and even wars. They've been very active in feeding Ukraine refugees.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
We definitely want to support that. So we will be donating tonight. If you have a little extra money and you want to give, please check that out. That sounds amazing, especially right now. Ukraine, I definitely want to support them as much as we can, and they need all the help they can get.
For sure.
So we are very, very happy to support your foundation.
Yeah.
I made it sound like she founded it. I mean, Mrs. Detweiler is pretty fucking cool.
She probably could.
Was pretty cool. You can't say.
Oh, I'm leaving it
You
in.
can't-
I'm
no.
leaving in
You
the F
Edit out that F bomb.
Oh,
That's Mrs. Detweiler.
You should call her mom.
Do not tell my mom.
call her mom.
Okay, fine. Tell my mom, but do not call my dad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do
For
not
sure.
tell my dad. Oh man.
He's not
I'm like,
that cool of a
my
muffin
face
yet.
is getting red.
Yeah, it is.
Oh
I
my
can-
gosh.
I can see.
Okay, she says BTW. Mrs. Detweiler is so cool. It's like BT Dubs, BTW. I'm an even bigger skeptic than you. I knew it. I knew it because I had read it a couple weeks ago, so I forgot. So it's highly unlikely I'll have any stories to send in.
Oh, okay. But Mrs. Detweiler, something's gone on in that house that you can't quite explain, even though you know there's a scientific reason. You tell us that.
Or did you ever hear stories from before?
Yeah.
Like, tell us what you were told.
I am positive I remember being in that house and Eric telling me about how haunted their house is.
Well, I feel like Eric had a great imagination. Also, was Eric a genius?
Oh, yeah. Eric always reminded me of the dad in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes, he's so smart.
So smart.
Ugh, Mrs. Detweiler, I cannot believe I dropped the F-bomb in front of somebody so smart. They raised their kid a genius.
Yeah.
Here I am like, F this and F that. So sorry. I apologize. But I'm also a grown adult now. So it's okay.
Nope, she's still busted.
No. Okay. Anyway, Mrs. Detweiler, we are so happy.
Catherine.
I can't do it. Can't do it, especially after I drop the F-bomb. Now I feel like I have to like really say Mrs. Detweiler. Okay. We're so glad to have you as a listener. I mean, that is like mind blowing.
I know. It's so wild. I love it.
I love it too. I think it's great and it's so much fun. And welcome to the little community. And we are so happy to support you. And thank you for supporting us.
Absolutely. If you would like to learn more about our podcast or write in, find out about live shows, join our Patreon, you can go to www.myskepticalsister.com. You can also just write us directly at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. We do have a live show happening. It's official July 14th.
I'm so excited.
Write in the scariest freaking story you can say actually happened to you. I almost said you can think of, but that's not true. We want a real story that happened, but like one that you're like, ooh, man, I've been waiting to write this one in. And if you are local or close enough to travel, we would love to have you there. We're not charging for this. We will take donations. We'll have our stickers and our magnets, but it is a free show at a cool place. So come on out.
Yeah, it's a great place. It really is. And Miranda, she is the event coordinator out there. She does an awesome job. She's going to have us all set up. Jody, I mean, the whole gang is going together. Rick's going to be there.
I know.
I think Kev Bro's going to be there. I hope so. And then, I mean, it's just like good old times.
Absolutely. I know. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I just bought a bunch of new clothes for unrelated reasons, but I'm so excited to pick which one I'm going to get.
I have no new clothes, so I will definitely be shopping in your closet.
This sounds good. Let's do it. We're going to be so cute.
Nice.
So yeah, go to our website so you can find out all that information. It will help if I add that information to our website because
we should probably do that.
I have not done that yet. Rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Rate, review on Spotify, or tell your friends about us. We need those stories. We need listeners so we can get more stories. We don't care how big we grow, but we do depend on your stories. And we are so grateful for those of you who keep sending them in.
And she really does care.
Oh, yeah, I really do. I do care a little bit.
So we don't really care about how big we grow. Yeah, you do.
I care a little bit. We depend on your stories.
Yes, we need stories. Please send them in.
Yes. And you all really delivered. We talked about last week and we got a lot more. So thank you. I think that's all I got to say. I'm going to rest my poor little voice.
I know. I said we're going to hang out after this, but I don't know.
We are.
I'm just going to talk your head off. You ready?
I'm totally ready for it.
Good, because I got some juicy. I don't have anything, girl. I wish I had some hot goss. I got nothing. I don't even have any tea in my cup to spill.
You're so cool.
Bye.
That one's made up.
That's not. It's Ukrainian for nighty night.
Oh, all right.
La la la
la. All this coughing is really challenging my vaginal life. Like it's like keep it together, woman.
Oh my gosh. Well, then you made me laugh that hard. I was like squeezing, make sure I wasn't peeing.
Every time I cough, I'm like, oh
no,
I'm okay.
Yep. Do I gotta pee?
Okay. I made it this time.
I mean, should I read that again?
No, I think.
Okay.
Do you think you need to?
I don't know. I think it's good. Well, here I am again to deliver.
Well, that didn't sound good.
No. Amorphous shadow go. Amorphous. Oh shit. I'm out of practice. Hold on. Jesus rock still Jesus rock still emanating.
Illuminated?
Emanating? Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
EMANATING. Emanating.
Sure.
Hold on. That's too important for me to.
Emanate.
Oh, my Lord. Scary.
Not ready.
I knew how to pronounce it so much as I was making sure that was the right word for that.
Yeah.
And it is.
Okay, good.
She knows what turned out. She knows exactly what she's talking about. All over town. So I'll back with another. I've had experiences. Stop.
You glitched.
I did.
All right. Let's get to the stories.
Do we have to? I really want to keep talking. I just haven't seen you for so long. Okay, fine.
No.
We're here for a reason.
We can hang out afterwards.
Okay.